Happy 4th of July, everybody, and happy birthday to the United States of America. Today, Scotty G joins me, and we have a bonus show. It was kind of a BOGP open line as we did open up the phone lines. We got one call because we did this last minute. Deanna called in, and we talked basically about getting ready for the Be Our Guest podcast cruise, which is going to sail this Sunday on the Disney Magic. We're headed to the Bahamas. We're going to Lookout Key, Castaway Key, Nassau, and a day at sea. We're going to have a good time. We're sailing on the ship that started it all in the Disney Cruise Line fleet. So we give some final thoughts on how this is going to unfold on the ship, what it's going to be like getting to the port, arrival on the ship, and kind of how it gets chaotic at first, but then it calms down, and all the excitement that's going to unfold during the podcast cruise. So we talk about our excitement there. We also play a little Rank 'em from last Friday's show and more. So hope you enjoy the show with Scotty G and myself talking some Disney Cruise Line and a little Walt Disney World as well. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. And remember, when you work with a travel agent, work with the best. And the Magic for Less is a platinum earmarked agency. So check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. A huge, huge thank you to each and every one of you. We couldn't do this without you. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP bonus open line for blah, 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 blah. I'm not even going to say the date, but happy 4th of July if you're listening to this on the feed, because we're recording this one out of whack a little bit early. A little Tony Kornheiser action here on the feed. If you're watching the video, love it. Scotty G, Mike Rallman here. We're going to have a good time. We're getting ahead because we are headed out to sea on the Be Our Guest Podcast Cruise 7 here in just about 36 hours. It's imminent. Scotty G already down at Walt Disney World. When this show hits the feed, I will be heading down in the morning, hopefully with all 10, 20 digits intact after the events around our house on the 4th of July here. So we're recording a bit early. So over the next week or so, the shows may be a little bit out of sequence, out of whack. You guys, if you've been with us for any amount of time, you know how that goes. When I go out of vacation, we don't miss episodes, but sometimes the numbering can get off. Sometimes you're like, wait, you talked about that like a week ago, and now you're talking about it like it's brand new. It happens, but you get shows, so just hang with us. We're going to have a good time over the next hour. We're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to get some last minute talk about the podcast cruise for those folks that are meeting us at Port Canaveral on Sunday. Can't wait to see you. Disney Magic, Lookout Key, Castaway Key, Nassau, Days at Sea, Palo Brunches, adult areas, the Cove Cafe. We're talking after hours, all the places. We're going to Animator's Palette, Lumiere's, Rapunzel's Royal Table. It's all going to happen. It's there. And you get to meet the legend himself, Mike Bankhead. So we're going to have a good time. Joining me today, Scotty G. Hashtag Scotty G from Must See Adventures. What's up, Scott?
Happy 4th of July, Mike. This is why I'm signed up for the cruise, is to get a meet and greet with the legendary captain.
Absolutely.
Mike Bankhead.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see him, but like, how weird is this? I'm going to have to go into the archives. Have I sailed away from Port Canaveral on a Sunday? Doesn't that just sounds wrong to me. I don't know. Have I ever done that? It just sounds wrong, doesn't it?
So I was thinking the same thing, and I don't think we ever have. But here's the thing. Like, I don't know, like, what days of the week we've actually sailed from. Like, I can't ever recall like it being a certain day. Is it Saturday is probably our typical day that we sail? Like, I'm trying to think of what day would it be the most. Maybe Saturday. I don't know. Because you kind of lose your days of the week at Walt Disney World.
I sailed away on Mondays quite a bit, but like Sundays, like just seem weird. Like I just don't. I mean, ships sail away like all days of the week, right? But like me personally, I don't think I've ever sailed away on a Sunday. It just doesn't sound natural to me. But I'm excited because I'm going to be on that ship, in a couple of days here on the Magic, leaving Port Canaveral. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. I'm excited that I'm going to be sailing on it, and it's going to be an awesome cruise.
It's going to be fun. We're sailing on the OG Disney Cruise Line ship, the Disney Magic. It's 26 years old, but it is looking great. Trust me. I will say personally, I always try to kind of stay spoiler free. That's my jam when it comes to things like this. But I have gone the opposite direction on this cruise. I've watched literally every vlog about the Disney Magic that's probably in the last year. I've seen 90% of them are pretty bad, but I just want to see the ship. I just want to see the restaurants. I want to see people in their staterooms, what the staterooms look like. I want to see all the public areas, cabanas. I just want to learn about the ship because hopefully that'll help me give everybody sailing with us, some good advice, because I haven't been on the Magic since the year it launched in 98. So I'm not super comfortable with the ship. Like, I feel like I know the Fantasy and the Dream and even the Wish pretty well, but I feel like I'm unfamiliar with the Magic because it's been so long. But I feel like now I have pretty good grasp of where everything is, just because I feel like I've been like, like when you're on a vlog, right? With you, well, I mean, because you're a vlogger, right? I mean, like when I watch yours, like I'm tagging along. I mean, I feel like I'm always tagging along with you, but I've been the fifth wheel with your family for like a decade. But that's kind of how you watch episode 1, 2, 3, and then all of a sudden you're a part of the squad. And so that's how I feel about, come back and see day 2. We're going to Lookout Key. Okay, well, I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to Castaway Key. Oh, come with our day at sea. And dude, you're like, I gotta get up in the morning because we're gonna be in port. It's a weird thing.
Fun. It's fun. That's why I love the Monday. That's why I love the BR Guest podcast Trip Report Mondays. Those are fun. Those are fun. But yeah, like I know you've been all in because you've been like sending me some of these links too. Yes. Like, oh man, you got to check this out. You got to check out this guy. Or like there was this one. You're like, dude, it might be a little boring, but like this guy does like every square inch of the ship like tour.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't even, he was not even trying to hide the fact that he was trying to be entertaining. He was not. He was just saying, we're going to start on deck 3. We're going to walk every inch of the ship. We're going to go down deck 2, deck 1, and then we're going to go up from 3 to all the way up to 10 and just show you every like stateroom. And he even takes the deck plans and says, okay, these are where the 5A start. These are the 5Bs. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, dude, this is like Ambien. Like, but I'm watching it as I'm walking on the treadmill.
Still watching it though? Yeah. So I've done a little dip in myself. Like, now I haven't been all in like you are, but I got a good feel for some of the restaurants. Peeked into a couple staterooms, and like what just jumps out to me is like, because I know it's gone in the dry dock, right? So it's gotten some refurbishments, and because I've seen some of the OG video, like some of the old travel videos of the Magic, right, when they're like first launched, and you're like, wow, it looks a lot different now. But man, it still gets that dream and fantasy like Disney Cruise Line vibe to me, like with the coloring and everything, like how it's decorated and all that. So I'm just super excited how like I feel like it's gonna feel familiar yet not. You know what I mean? Like it's just I feel like it's gonna feel home though, regardless. When I take that first step on the ship, it's going to feel like home and it's going to feel magical, pun intended, because it is.
Well, and plus it doesn't have as much like, again, this is my jam. Like it has more of a like Disney feel in general rather than IPs forced on it. Like, Marvel IPs, like the newer ships, which is great. Everybody's got their thing, but this is back when it was just like a Disney ship because it was the first one. Right. So I like that. Like a lot of Mickey Mouse, a lot of just really Disney, and like that's kind of my thing. So I'm super excited. And somebody compared, and I hadn't heard this comparison until just a couple of days ago. I was watching, again, some random vlog. And, they had not been on the Magic, but they had been on the Wish, and they had been on the Treasure, and they'd been on the Fantasy. Those are the 3 ships they had sailed, and they were going on the Magic, right? And it was a whole family. And they came in, and they got introduced onto the ship, and they were talking about the atrium. And so you've obviously walked in and been introduced into the atriums of the Wish and the Fantasy and the Dream and so forth, and they are they're large. I mean, they're huge.
They are.
It's not when you go into the Magic. I mean, I'll be honest, and the Wonder is the same way. But here's the thing: they compared it like they compared it kind of walking down Main Street and walking down Walt Disney World and Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Like you got the huge, impressive castle at Walt Disney World, and that is impressive. It is awe-inspiring. And then you go to Disneyland, and you're like, whoa. Where's the castle? And it is kind of at first you're like, because I was the same way. I was like, dude, that castle is super small, but I love it though, just as much. It's just different. It's quaint. It's cute. And I think that's that comparison. I was like, that's a really good comparison to the experience. It's
wait.
just different. So yeah,
And like, and I was looking at a deck plan, like Cabanas looks tiny compared to like some of the Dream and Fantasy. Like, it just seems interesting to me, but like, it's gonna be weird. I think being on, for me, like I think the craziest thing is gonna be being on Castaway with
less people.
with the capacity of a magic ship versus like a Dream or a Fantasy or a Wish. Like, I feel like, is it gonna be noticeably less crowded? Probably. And I think that's going to be really cool, in my opinion.
Oh, I'm 100% looking forward to that because we've always been on the big ships on the islands and just having, 20% less people. I mean, because it's just as many beach chairs and, people cookies too when you're at Castaway Key or I forget what it's called on Lookout, but, I can't wait. I just keep seeing Lookout. It looks so beautiful too. Like, and people say, Pam Forrester keeps telling me, she's like, dude, I'm telling you, videos don't do it justice. Like, it's prettier than it looks on video. And I'm like, man, it looks great on video. So I'm super stoked for that. So we're gonna have a good time. Just a couple like last minute things. Those people are going to be sailing with us on Sunday. So let's talk just a little bit about our, when we do these group cruises. First of all, everybody's going to get to Port Canaveral different ways. So people are going to take Disney Cruise Line transfers. People are going to take private transfers. So people are driving in. But we will kind of all start to see each other in the port. A lot of people have similar port arrival times. And that's always an exciting time, right? So come up and see us. We're easy to spot. We'll probably have on our captain's hats and so forth. So come see us and we'll just kind of meet up and, get some pictures and start talking, high-fiving. Our families can kind of introduce ourselves. I'm with Pam. Scott will be with Elizabeth and Emily. Everybody kind of get to know each other. And then we'll go in and I got to go. I just want to just double check on a couple things with our group, with the dining people. But a lot of folks are going to head straight probably to Cabanas. And the first thing I think we need to do is kind of what we do is like up at Cabanas, we try to get some tables together if we can, or close together, or kind of close together. It's kind of a mad, I'll be honest. Cabanas is a nut house on embarkation day. It's nuts. And don't get stressed out if it's your first cruise. It gets better, but that's like the worst is embarkation day Cabanas. But if we can kind of, we don't have a huge group. If we can kind of sit close together, get familiar with the Navigator app. And one of the first things you want to do is if you're going to purchase the Wi-Fi for the cruise, that's when you do it, when you're on the ship. And you can exchange stateroom numbers with other people in our group if you prefer to. So you can text back and forth through the Navigator app. That's a good way to do that. So what else would you suggest folks kind of do in that first like arrival window, getting on the ship? What do you recall?
Yeah, that's one of the big things, right? Is get familiar with the Navigator app. That's the first thing my family does, because while you can see some of the excursions ahead of time, for like some of the tastings and some of the at the ports, you can kind of book things. You don't know what's really happening for the activities wise on the ship until you get on and look at the app. And one thing that my family really likes to do is you can like favorite things.
Yes.
So you can put a star on things. So I know Emily, she just starts scrolling through day by day. Like sometimes like you can't even go like too far ahead, but at least for that first day, you can start putting stars next to, okay, I want to do this thing at 6. I want to do this thing at 6:30. And what's great about that is, I mean, you could just put a star on everything if you really wanted to, but you'll get like a push notification that'll remind you that when it's time. So, which is great. So like you might forget about it. You might be having fun, having a snack at Pinocchio's Pizza. Then you get the notification. Oh yeah, trivia is about to happen in 15 minutes. Well, let's go do that. So we like doing that as well. But for those that might have missed out on a like Apollo dinner or Apollo brunch, that's a really good time to talk to the people at those restaurants as well, to see if there's any like last minute cancellations or openings, to see if you can get into any of those. So that's a really good time to do that. Or maybe even go up to Senses Spa to see if there's like a last minute spa treatment, or even do a tour of the spa, which I think is really cool to do.
If we do have first time cruisers, and that's one thing, they will have an open house right there kind of after you have your lunch on embarkation. They'll have an open house. And what they do is when you go through the open house, they have a raffle. And so put your name in and they give away a lot of stuff. So you may even win some services for free. I mean, they try to sell you things on the tour, just tell you about all the services, but just you don't have to buy anything. Yeah. And you get to see all the, the rooms, the massage rooms and so forth, but you may win a pass. Who knows? Even
Oceaneers Club, I think, is a great time, because us adults can't hang out there during the day, but you can during like the open house, open lab time when you board the ship. So I remember one time during when we sailed the Dream, like you and I got to see like the Millennium Falcon, like Star Wars area, because like they don't let dads in there during normal hours, but you can when you board the ship. So it's a cool way to explore areas that you may not be able to see during the rest of the sailing. So that's kind of fun for me when you first board.
Yep. And then after that, we're just giving you this information. So hopefully you hear the show on Friday or Saturday before we get to the cruise. It gets nuts on Sunday. We may not, because everybody starts scattering, because you got at 1:30, typically the staterooms become ready. So you can go to your stateroom, check that out for the first time. Then around 3 o'clock is going to be the muster drill, where everybody's required to go to that. It'll have all the information in your stateroom as to where your location is. It's also on your Key to the World card. One other tip, if you're a first-time cruiser, you might want to bring a lanyard if you don't have a Magic Band Plus, because you have Disney Bands Plus, Magic Bands Plus will work on the ship. But if you don't have one, everybody that's sailed before will get a lanyard in your stateroom. But if it's your first cruise, you might want to bring one just to put your Key to the World card, like, just like a credit card, in to use for like a room key. But it'll tell you on the room key where your station is. It'll have a letter, so it's like ABC, and it'll show you where in the ship to go. But after the muster drill, it gets a little bit hectic again. It slows down right after this, I promise you. But that's what's called on the Magic. It's called the Sail a Wave Party. It's a Sail a Wave Party. So where we typically go, and this is where I'm going to encourage you can go wherever you want, but if you want to hang out with us, we typically go up to the top deck, which on the Magic will be deck 10, starboard side between the two funnels. The reason we go there, a couple reasons. You can pretty much see down onto the stage, so you can see like the characters if you want, because you're elevated. You can see the screen for all the stuff that's going on, but you can also go to the other side and see the sail. Like you can see you can see Jetty Park as you sail away. We can also see Port Canaveral webcam, so we can wave to everybody as we leave, and everybody can see us on the webcam on the way out. So that's where you're going to go if you want to hang with us. We'll be between the two funnels, deck 10, starboard. That's where we usually go.
You want to know something, Mike? So that's always been my thing to do, right? That's one of my favorite things. That's like, the cruise is starting, because like you're dancing with Mickey. You might have a drink in your hand.
I will.
You're waving at everybody. It's so much fun. On our last cruise, we did a 3-night on the Wish out of Port Canaveral. We were on the back of the ship in the adult pool area.
I saw that.
And honestly, like it was so chill. It was so cool. But what kind of bummed me out though is like, because like they'll play like the doo-doo, like the ship horn, and like you couldn't even hear it. Like, but all of a sudden, like we were moving, and I was like, oh man, I missed the horn. But yeah, there's no like, it is so electric. Like that atmosphere is so cool. I mean, it is going to be July 6th, so I mean, it's going to be hot.
It's going to be smoking. It's going to be smoking up there. Yeah.
Like if the last podcast cruise on the Wish, man, like we took like a group photo. Remember, I like the photo package. I think it's fun. So I got everyone together so that I can download the photo, and you could see like the sweat all the way through my shirt. I'm wearing like the blue shirt from the logo that we got, and like I'm just like dripping in the sweat, but it's worth it, man. It's so much fun.
Oh, Dance Mom is killing me. She says, anyone going on the cruise, I suggest a bowl from Donald's Cantina. We're not on that ship. That's on the Wish or the Treasure. We don't have the Donald's Cantina on our ship, but we do have Daisy's Delights and all the other stuff. So we'll make do. But yes, that is a good spot on the Wish and the Treasure. But yeah, we're missing the Festival of Foods. But it's okay.
That's okay. We got other good stuff.
We're gonna have lots of good stuff. But great call.
We got the shawarma. We got all that stuff. Yeah.
And I don't even in the miso whatever. I have to try because of that vlog I watched, because that girl ate it every morning and I've never heard of it. So I'm like,
wifey ate it.
Wifey, yes, the wifey eats her miso or something. I'm like, what is that? But I got to eat it because the wifey eats it. Anyway, so we're gonna have a good time. So I'll kind of get us rolling. After that, we are going to have an itinerary. I think we'll have a dry race board on our doors too. And just for the record, I mean, I'm not trying to hide from anybody. My stateroom is deck 7, starboard side, midship. It's right there in the middle of the ship, deck 7, starboard. So if you're looking for me
too. I think I'm 75-20.
I think you're a little bit more forward than I am by about 10 staterooms. So we're both, if you want to look for Scott or my stateroom, and you'll see, because I'll have magnets on it and it'll have podcast stuff all over it. So mine's deck 7. I don't have the stateroom number, but I'll give it. I won't give it out on the show, but I'll give it to you and get on the ship. But yeah, it's deck 7, starboard side, midship, and Scott's is just forward for mine, about 10 or 15 staterooms. So if you're ever looking for like anything, you want to write a note or something, just boom, put it on the door. We'll have a dry race.
It's always fun. It's always fun.
Yep.
I'm gonna have my fish extender too. I'm not doing fish extenders, but I like to bring it because like
You want to get you want to get I'm
I want to
following
get
all this-
pixie
dusted.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you're trying to get some goods. I got
Yeah.
it.
Some people like to like just drop things off
I
in your
got
room.
you.
So you know what? People want to drop a little treat off in my stateroom. That's cool.
I love it. All right, let me open up the phone lines because I know some people are tuned in that are going on the cruise with us. They want to talk or you just want to talk about anything. We're keeping the show kind of evergreen because, again, this is coming out like in a week or so. So it's not going to be like current events, but
So you know what I'm doing tonight when this episode drops?
what's that?
Where do you think I'm having dinner tonight? 4th of July.
4th of July. So
Where we've had dinners in France a couple times.
I know. So are you doing Epcot for the 4th of July?
Oh,
You're doing,
I'm going to be at Epcot.
because I know you were talking about the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, but we got the boardwalk. We're staying at the boardwalk.
That's
so
true.
Epcot
Yeah.
makes so
Yeah.
much
Why
sense.
would you do that then? So is it in Epcot?
It is in Epcot.
So let me think where you would go. You don't like Space 220. Dude, I would do Beer Garden.
Oh, you would do beer garden.
I would do
yeah.
Beer Garden. That'd be a good 4th of July German dinner. But
I know it's kind of funny
I don't
in
know.
like in Epcot because you're gonna dine like in a different country.
Are you gonna do Le Cellier? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, ding, you hit it. Yeah,
Nothing says
we're
America.
going
like
north of the
Canada.
border. We're going to Canada for
Dude.
dinner. We haven't done Le Cellier in a while, and I thought that'd be good. That'd be
Dude,
a
that
good
pulled that
4th of
out.
July
I had no
dinner.
idea. I just guessed. I'm like, that's a good steakhouse, and it's dark and cool, and it'll be hotter than anything out.
I know, I know,
That's
I
the
know.
greatest place in the. Like I'm thinking, dude, where's the coolest place in Epcot? That'd be the coolest place to go to.
Wait, someone on the Discord posted I think you kind of even started posting like old menus like from like 10 15 years
No,
ago
it was
from
a former
restaurants.
cast member that joined us.
Yeah, and someone posted like the old Le Cellier menu. I love that old logo with like it was like 4 squares like with the different colors. Like, oh man, I missed that. Oh, it's so
Yes.
good.
You got to tell me too if they still serve like the breads from all the like that represent the provinces. That was always the best part of the
Oh, yeah.
meal, like Restau.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time we were there.
Dude,
but
I've been there
excited to check
forever.
that out.
All right, 407-584-7173. Phone lines are open. We've been yakking here for 15 minutes. We'll talk. We could play some games. We did a game that we played on this upcoming Friday show, which when you hear this would have been last Friday's show. But we might play that game with you here. It's called Rank 'em. So maybe we'll play that with a caller here because we've been saying we're gonna do it for like 2 weeks. And we made a whole show out of it last Friday, and it was fun. We had a good time, and it was harder than we thought. So if you want to give us a call, be part of the show, the phone lines are now open. 407-413-9. Nope, that's the old phone number. 407-584. If you call it, it doesn't matter, I guess. I don't know. 407-584-7173. Jimmy's got a question for you, Scott. If you're flying to Tampa sometimes, do you rent a car? Is Uber doable from there? Flights are way cheaper there for our next trip. What about flying
Yeah,
to
so
Tampa?
the flights I find sometimes the flight times are a little better. The flight costs are so much better. Never Ubered. I think the Uber cost would be kind of pricey. So we always have rented the car, and I kind of like their car rental spot too. It's kind of cool, like how you get to the parking garage. It's pretty neat, Jimmy. So even if you're doing like a 1-day rental, it might even be cheaper than an Uber. So like, and what's a cool thing about Uber, you can even like check from home, right? You can kind of even like do like a cost calculation to see what an Uber would cost. But we always rent a car when we do there. Love Tampa Airport. I think it's worth the savings sometimes when you compare it to Orlando.
Oh, hang on. Sorry.
But and you get to see Phoebe when you go to Tampa, the cool flamingo.
Oh,
But,
yeah,
yeah,
I see that on
cool
social
airport.
media all the time. Hang on.
Oh, we getting a call?
Hang on. I got to.
But I will say though, sometimes the traffic. So it's funny. Like there was like a time I think we did like 3 straight trips out of Tampa, and then we finally did Orlando again, and we're like, oh yeah, the drive is so much shorter. Like so we kind of did miss that drive, but you just got to weigh your options. Like easier drive versus the cost savings. Those cost. I mean, there were some times we were saving like $300 or $400, just to fly into Tampa, and which was well worth it for us, no doubt.
That call that got messed up. I don't know what happened there. So Karen's got a comment. Hey guys, my daughters did Around the World in $80 yesterday in Epcot. I know
Oh,
you
that was
actually
another
did.
thing we did.
You did that on your vlog there. And
Yeah.
she said they said it was the best day leisurely exploring the countries and picking snacks or trinkets within their budget over at Epcot.
Oh my God. So we wrote an old blog years ago when Emily was younger. We did 80 Around the World in $80 is what we did. Now we just did it recently where we gave Emily like a little bit more money because she's older.
Inflation.
But it's cute that I'm glad to hear that they did that. That's awesome. It's a fun game for the kiddos to do and stay engaged with World Showcase because not all kids find it super entertaining.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to know how old her daughters were. Like, because I think
me
that
too.
matters. Like how far the money can go. Like
I think so too.
With Mallory being because like Mallory and Emily are the same price or same age.
Yeah.
They get expensive.
It's funny. Our friend Beth watched our vlog. So we gave Emily $200, and she didn't spend the whole $200. And Beth was like, "That's a great idea. I think I'm going to do it, but not spend the money," which is actually kind of funny. So you can just go around and like, what would I get, and not actually spend it. So that's like another
philosophical,
way you can do it, right?
a philosophical exercise.
Yeah, I kind of like that too.
Well,
14 and 16.
14 and
impressive.
16. I'm
That's
not
impressive.
raising my kids right because she milks me dry. Like that's. Yeah, she can't even go hardly down Mid Rivers Mall Drive for $80. Like it's crazy. That's why she's got it. She just went on interview for a second job because I'm like, obviously you need to have 2 jobs at this point with your 7 brew habit. So hopefully I know some health smoothie place. I'm like, that sounds like a place you need to work. Let's see here. We have another comment. How long do you think it'll take to get reservations at Geo 82? So I mean. People are getting them. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people getting excited about getting reservations there.
I look daily and I have yet to be able to get one.
You can't get one? Because, I'm seeing people in the Discord getting them. I mean, I guess it's just random.
Maybe. Yeah, got to be looking at the right time. I'm looking at before and after the cruise, holiday weekend. So maybe, my trip might not be an ideal time.
Yeah. And they say they have the time limit. I don't know how strictly they're enforcing that because we were there like right after it opened, I think the second day. And we were like, Pam was buying it up. So they weren't like really throwing us out too quick, but yeah, I don't know how fast.
That's tough for the time limit because like when you have reservations, like you got people wanting to come in.
Yeah. Because otherwise because there's like a little lounge on the outside where people are that's going to fill up. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Yep. And Karen says hot take: breads and dips in Morocco, then baguettes in France to use with the extra dip. There you go.
I like that.
Stretch your money. I've heard those baguettes, and I've also heard the ham and cheese sandwich in France is really cheap and really good. I've never had that.
Those are really good.
Gotta do that. Rob's, look at that. Boasting, he has a reservation for Geo 82. He has one in his pocket.
So let me ask you this. So we've been talking a lot about the cruise, like. Our listeners have heard a lot about what we're excited about. And I know you've been watching a lot of vlogs, and I just got to know, like, what about Pam? Like, so she just retired, I know she's excited. Like, I know I've sailed with her a lot. She loves sailing. She has not been on the Magic, right? She didn't sail the Magic with you last time,
She did
right?
not. Yes.
So is there something she's like looking excited for, or she's just excited for vacation?
She's excited for vacation. That's just Pam. Like Pam Rallman is excited for vacation. She's excited to go on a cruise. She doesn't know the difference between the Magic and the Treasure and the Wish and the Dream. Like, she knows that it's going to be different, right? Like I've talked to her and I've said, and I'll say this to everybody right now. And it's too late if you're listening to this and you're already in Florida. But, and I said this a long time ago on the show in passing, is that the vlogs that I watch, people say they feel more motion on the Magic than they do on the other ships, which makes sense. It's a smaller ship, but also we're not going as far. We're just staying in the Bahamas, and it's, knock on wood, it's been pretty calm so far. So hopefully it'll be the same. We're on it. But it's going to have a different kind of a feel. And I think Pam's going to like that. I don't know. Like honestly, I think I'm a big ship guy in the end. Like, I think I'm going to love the Magic for the nostalgic feel and it kind of does have a little bit of a 90s Disney vibe to it, like the aesthetics of the ship, which is my thing. Like, I love that kind of a look. But I still think in the end, I'm going to be like a dream fantasy class guy. I think that's my perfect fit. I still think that. I don't know where you're going to fall on that, but I think the aesthetics of the Magic are going to be my thing. Like Animator's palette is untouched. Like I already know, like that's my thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the thing I'm looking forward to the most is Animators.
yeah. So I don't know. What
And
about,
Paulo,
what do you,
the OG Paulo too.
what are you hearing from Emily and Elizabeth? Cause they're more connected when it comes to Disney. They pay more attention. What are they saying on your end?
I mean, they haven't researched it too much. You know, I mean, they know a little things like Emily, I will say, is a little nervous. You know, she likes the big ships. You know, she likes the dream and fantasy. Like we did that royal ship last summer on the Anthem of the Seas, like which is kind of like a dream fantasy size ship. So she's actually like I don't know if I'm gonna like this smaller ship. Liz is kind of like Pam, you know, like excited to be on the ship. You know, she's gonna like it. Excited to see these newer restaurants. You know, go to Apollo and things like that. And I mean, most importantly for us is like as long as that bed is still super comfortable with like the linens and all that. You know,
And I've
like,
heard it is. I mean,
yeah,
everybody's saying it is. So
yeah, those beds, like those are the best sleeps ever, especially if it's rocking a little bit too.
Yeah, that's
like you
how
were
I
just
am.
saying.
Yes, as long as I'm staying in the bed. Yeah, it's all good. By the way,
but we're excited to see like the adult areas, you know, and stuff like that's gonna be a different setup, you know, than like the district, you know, like then like the district on the Dream. This will be a little different than that. So excited. It's not the Cadillac Lounge. What is it on the Magic?
It's
Keys. That's what it is.
And I think you'll
like Jared
like
and
it. It's
Stacey
really
were just
cool
on the
looking.
Wonder, so like they were hanging out at the Cadillac Lounge all the time.
Yeah.
So it's Keys.
It's
Okay.
Keys. It looks pretty sweet, man. It looks pretty awesome because you got Keys, you have O'Gill's, and the third place is, oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? Because there's three. I'm drawing a blank. There's three places down there. But anyway, I was going to tell you, Q's Juice, who called in this past Sunday night as we're recording now, says, hey, Scotty G, this is Nico from Sunday's Call. Just finished our meal at Flying Fish right now. Had the New York strip steak. Might be one of the best steaks I've ever had.
There we go. Way to go, Nico.
That's a good advice.
I knew it wouldn't disappoint.
Good advice all around. All right, 407-584-7173 if you want to call in. So we did a show. I did one with Pam and Ricky last Friday as this one comes out, and we called it Rank 'em. And we've done this before. We did this on a Sunday night real quick, and I think we did like transportation things, but we did a whole show where we just rank things. And so if you had to rank, and we had to limit it to 3. We always had groups of 3.
Okay.
So if I gave you three moderate resorts right now, because this changes all the time, but if we had 3 moderate resorts, let's throw out of the 4, let's throw out, I'll throw out, which one am I going to throw out? I'll throw out Riverside. So let's go Coronado, French Quarter, Caribbean Beach. Rank those best to worst right now. Which one would you go?
Best to worst right now. I'm going Coronado as the best. French Quarter in the middle. Caribbean Beach will be third.
That's crazy because and I love it because it always starts discussion, right? Which is funny because as a travel agent, you know, the one I booked the most out of those 3,
Caribbean Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably because of the Skyliner.
Because the Skyliner is exactly why. Yeah. And it's the highest priced out of the 3 too.
And what's funny it's funny that I'm saying that is because Caribbean Beach was our first stay. Like I always like resonate that as like home, you know, it's what got us hooked to Disney was Caribbean Beach, but it's the rooms. Like I feel like those rooms just need a little refurbishment. And aren't they working on that? I know they like did some little mermaid room fixer upper deals there, but yeah, I just don't know. Like Coronado has just been so great to me lately. Like the value has been so good. And I just love where it's like centrally located on property. Like all the restaurants and lounges are so great. It's just I love it at night, just walking that resort. It's just it's fantastic. I can't say anything bad about Coronado. I mean, I can't say anything bad really about any of them. And French, oh my God, French Quarter is so good too. I know. Walking that resort at night too. Dang.
That's the whole thing is when we did that show, it was so hard because like, you know, this could change on a whim, right? These like 1 through 3 rankings, because you don't have a bad choice, but you got to put one in last place, right? I mean, the last place one's usually a great one because Caribbean Beach is still a good resort. I mean, it's right next to the Riviera. You can walk over to Primo Piatto. You got 2 Skyliner stops you can take advantage of. I mean, there's a lot going for it. You got 5th sleeper rooms. Those new Little Mermaid themed rooms are great. They used to be kind of, you didn't like them when they were pirate rooms down in Trinidad and Tobago or whatever it was called, down the far end. But yeah, I'm with you. Coronado's my favorite. I go the same order. That is why we're like friends, the same order. I go Coronado, French Quarter, Caribbean Beach if I had to. But again, it's more about the resort but it would depend. Like if I had a trip where I was really going to Epcot and the studios a lot and I was going to be in the parks a lot, it would switch. It'd matter goal of the trip too.
For sure. You want that Skyliner. Yeah.
Because that's good access. But yeah, so if you have a group of 3, think about it. But right now, real quick, Jennifer in the chat here from Facebook says, Scotty mentioned the boardwalk. My sister and I stayed there for the first time in February and arrived to find our room had been magically updated to the balcony room directly above the antipasti in the Trattoria El Forno signage. What a view and great surprise. That pizza window, chef's kiss.
That's awesome. What a view from up there. That's super cool.
How can I get that? Because I'll be there on July 5th.
That's right. See, that's where I think like you can get a magic moment, right? When you're staying one night.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. Yeah, I probably won't.
I know, but like it's not like you're gonna like be there for a long
That's
time.
true.
Like there's like it's like one night. Okay, let's give them the penthouse suite because it's available.
Yeah, let's manifest that. We'll have a party. All right, we have a call. Who's joining us? I hear the door opening.
Hi, it's Deanna. I'm getting ready for the podcast cruise.
Rock on. Let's go, Deanna. We'll be on the cruise when this comes out in 36 hours.
I know. I'm Grand Floridian.
Oh my God. So sorry, you broke up a little bit. You're staying at the Grand Floridian before?
Yes, we're staying at the Grand Floridian for 2 days before the cruise.
Yes, we did that. But did we do that before or after the cruise, Scott, a couple of years back?
We did. So I did it both for the last podcast cruise. You were after.
After. Yeah, that worked out well. It was fun. So, so we've been yapping about the cruise because we can't stop. And this is what we've been texting about and all this for about the last month. So give us where do you stand at this point on the cruise?
So we've never been on a cruise before. So it'll be our first Disney cruise, our first cruise ever.
So have you found any of this information helpful, I hope? I mean, because we're trying to set you up for success.
For sure. So, we've been going to Disney World since 2013. So it's like, we feel like professionals there. So it's a little weird to be like going somewhere totally new.
Awesome. So Scott, advice though, for Walt Disney World veterans going on a cruise the first time, help Deanna out here.
I don't know. I'm just Deanna calls in. All I can think about is good time Danny or good fun Danny.
He's getting prepped up. He's getting ready.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's it's gonna be Disney, right? It's gonna feel like Disney, like you're just used to the parks, but it's gonna be just so like laid back.
It's like, so easy.
It's gonna be easier, right? And like if you love characters, like you can wait for the characters and like you can be comfortable like in air conditioning, right? Yes. Like where you're now like blazing,
right? Yeah.
like you would be in the summer, and the characters are out everywhere, and you can just it's so condensed compared to the parks, and you just still get all that Disney vibe. Like one of my favorite things, I love background loops. Like I love the loops in the parks, and there's just something. I was just talking about this the other day with a friend of mine. There's just something about when you're like walking back to your stateroom, like coming back from dinner, coming back from a show or whatever, and you can just hear like the background loops like playing as you're like walking back to your room, and like you can smell the ship and all this. There's like, I don't know, like I just get this excitement feeling when that happens, and it's unexplainable. I saw you like kind of nodding in agreement, Mike. It's just Disney. Like it's just Disney. It's cruising, and I just absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think my family's really looking forward to a Disney vacation that's a little bit more relaxing. Our last family trip was in July for a week at Disney World, and it was very warm.
And then, yeah, that's the thing. It's like July on a cruise ship is so much better than July at World because, just like Scott said, I mean, you get to go outside, and if you want to do the aqua dunk, you want to go swimming, you want to enjoy the pools, whatever. But boom, you're right back in the air conditioning. You can go to the Buena Vista Theater and watch. They'll probably have Lilo and Stitch showing. They'll have the latest, whatever latest movies are out there. You can, that night we can see the Broadway productions and the Walt Disney Theater. Like you're inside these, having great meals together, making memories. And it's just, playing trivia in the afternoons. It's so fun.
But it will be hot. I mean, we're going to be in Castaway Key and Lookout Key. I mean, it's going to be warm on the ports, but
Sure.
But you're on the beach, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's
kind of
not
what you
as
expect.
hot.
Right,
It's,
you can get in the water.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
You get in the
like-
water,
it's
just
not
make sure
theme
you have your
park hot.
sunscreen though. Like for real though, like you're gonna want to lather up some sunscreen. It's gonna get hot. You're gonna get cooked a little bit out there. But like then you just come back to the ship, you shower up, you clean up, and then like that's it, then you just have an amazing night on the ship. That I just love that feeling. It's gonna be so good.
So let me
We're
ask.
really looking forward to the Tangled theming, so the Tangled dinner and the Tangled show.
Yes.
So my daughter is a very similar age to y'all's girls. So she's 17, and she was super into Tangled when it came out. She had the blonde wig and all of that.
Nice.
So she's really excited to do all the Tangled stuff.
That looks.
Oh my gosh,
In that
that's
restaurant,
my
looks
daughter
amazing.
Emily,
Yes,
no doubt.
Same.
Yeah.
Mallory was the same too. 'Cause she had the little purple dress. Oh my gosh, I have those pictures.
Oh yeah.
She was like right in that Tangled, like Merida kind of time frame ish.
Yeah. So this is the summer before her senior year. So we're just like, a couple more trips before you go to college.
I
know y'all
know.
are both feeling the same.
Yep. I mean, Scott's already like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like,
I'm there. So
I know.
Emily will have to
Yeah.
talk to her and give her some advice for
Yes.
senior year for sure.
Oh my
For
gosh.
sure.
I know. I feel you because that's where we are. Like Mallory's already, we're doing all the stuff Scott's already done, right? We're planning. I didn't know that there were multiple senior picture sessions. Like back when I did it, we did it one
Right.
time and we did it in Ricky's parents' photo studio. Like it took like, 45 minutes and that was like a long time because my dad was friends with her parents. Like we brought my dad's fog machine from the DJ company. So we fogged up the studio and I put on my baseball jersey and had it looked really cool, but they just want to mess with the fog machine. So like, it was really sweet, but like you did it one time, and took like 8 shots, but back then nobody had digital cameras. I'm like, Mallory, why do we got to do so many pictures? Like you take a picture of yourself every 5 minutes. Like, why are we
We'll just
spending
share
all
your
this money?
Instagram. It'll be
Exactly. I mean, like, dude, why are these even a thing anymore? I mean, come on, you got 10 bajillion pictures of yourself. You're good, but nope, it's a thing still. They gotta get more money out of us. But anyway, so now how like are you guys gonna wear pirate costumes for pirate night? Like, I mean, anything like that? Like, what are you guys doing with that stuff?
No, we have no pirate costume plans at this
Good
point.
call. I'm kind of torn because we scheduled our Palo dinner the night of pirate night and it's at 7:30. So we're going to Palo dinner that night, but dude, I like wearing my pirate costume. So I might have to like maybe bust out a dinner after that and then hustle and put on the costume real quick for the fireworks. We'll see. But I'll be so full. I don't know if I'll be able to make it happen because I eat a lot.
We're doing a
there.
Palo brunch, so we're excited about that. And
Nice.
I was so worried I wasn't gonna be able to book anything as first time cruisers, but like you guys said, like this cruise almost seems empty. I'm in the Facebook group too.
Yeah.
It feels like it's starting to fill up a little
Yeah.
bit though, which is crazy.
Yeah, everybody's booking
Maybe a lot
last
of locals.
minute.
Yeah, there must be a lot of locals. Yeah, I've been, the last couple of weeks, like, hey, I'm new to this. I just booked the cruise. I'm like, man, we've been on this thing for like 18
I
months.
saw the guy with the concierge upgrade this morning, and I was like, I went and go check my reservation real quick.
I didn't even
get
check
one.
mine because stuff like that never happens to me. Like, see, I'll check mine and I'll be like down in a standard inside or something. I'm like, well, wait, that's
You
why
gave your
this-
room away. Mike.
Exactly. I'm like, wait a second, that cat got concierge and now I'm in an 11C. What's
They're like,
going
we
on?
moved you to a different itinerary.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not even selling my friends anymore. That's how that goes. Now I'm just super excited. So now, how you guys get? You guys, I can't remember. You guys taking cruise? You're taking cruise transfers over, right, to get to the ship?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
doing the Disney transportation just because it's our first time. I figured that'd be easiest.
That is easiest, and you'll get there quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
gonna be so fun. Yeah. So, yeah, the sail that, and I will tell you because your first cruise, like it is hectic. Like at first, like because you're get on, you go get the lunch, and you get into cabanas, and it's like it is a nut house. I mean, I'll tell you that. But it calms down after the sail away party, and then once you go to dinner, your first dinner, we'll all be together, and it chills out after that. But just know, like, don't judge it in those first few hours because it is crazy. Like, I mean, you'll think, oh my God, like we're missing a suitcase. Something's going to happen. Like you're going to think we're sailing away and one of my suitcases isn't outside my door. Like it's for sure being left behind. No, it's probably on the ship and they probably just haven't delivered it yet. Like something's going to happen like that, but it usually all works out. So I mean, I've had that happen, Scott, right?
I
Like,
love
there's
sailing
always-
away though. I love we're just talking about the sailing away thing, and this is why I'm so glad we have second dining. Because I don't know what type of room do you have, Deanna?
We have a veranda room.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, because I didn't want to say this if we didn't have a veranda room. Because I love after the celebrate party, like going down to my room afterwards and just sitting on the veranda because you're kind of like still like moving slowly out of like the port, and I just love that slow moving and just watching the sea, and I'm just like, all right, vacation is starting. You know, it's like I just it's the coolest moment. I'm just like, oh yeah, here we go. It's just I don't know. I'm in my private veranda with my family, just chilling. Oh man, it's the best. I've said this like 15 times this episode that this is the best.
It is the
because
best,
cruising
though.
is
I
the
mean,
best. Because cruising is the
I've,
best.
I've had this thing in triple digits behind me, and now it's down, almost there. So
Right.
I just can't wait. I mean,
So where's your plans at Grand Floridian? Are you guys going to the parks at all for a couple days, or just
So
hanging
we're
out at the
not
resort?
doing any Disney parks. We are going to Epic Universe on the 5th.
ooh.
Okay, cool.
I think Trisha's doing that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's going when they get back from the
Oh yeah,
cruise.
I know she's doing it one of the times. So what's your family most excited about over there? Is it the Nintendo stuff, the Harry Potter stuff, or is it like just everything?
I think it's How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, nice.
I think that's what everyone's the most excited about. We went and saw that live action movie the other day, so everybody's really excited about that. And I think we're planning to
Emily
spend like
really
as
wants
much
to go.
time there as
Emily
we
has been talking that
can.
up. Like she so wants to see that. So maybe you guys can adopt her for the day.
Yeah, right.
That will not be showing on the Disney Magic.
No, right.
That's the toothless guy, right? That's the little dragon dude, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
I've seen him in the
yeah.
commercials for Burger King. That's the only way I know because I haven't seen it. But that's fun. Well, that's gonna be fun. Well, I can't wait to see you guys in less than 2 weeks. When this comes out, we'll be together here in just a couple of days. So you're coming to the bowling thing, right? On Saturday?
No, they'll be at
No,
Epic
we'll
Universe.
be at
Oh
Epic
no, you'll be
Universe.
yeah, dude.
Yes.
I'm not. I need to pay attention. You're right. You'll be having fun. So cool. All right, we'll see you over at Port Canaveral, and safe travels over. And just hopefully we can run into each other before we walk under the big ears and get on the boat.
All right. Yeah. See you soon.
All right, see you, Deanna. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Oop, I hit the wrong button. There we go. All righty. That's fun.
That's exciting.
Oh, that is exciting. And first cruise, like, oh my gosh, like first experiences at Disney destinations are the bomb. All right, 407-584-7173. You have a group of three? We should ask Deanna.
I did write one down. I did not listen to the episode, so I don't know if someone asked you this. I know you love your counter service, and so I picked what I think are three of your favorites.
I don't think we did that.
in-
Well,
in
yeah, we
parks.
did, but go ahead. Go ahead. I'll
So
tell you.
so rank them, Mike. ABC Commissary, Columbia Harbor House, and the Yorkshire Fish
We didn't do those. So I go ABC because I love that sandwich. Yorkshire 2 and Columbia Harbor House 3. Simply, I'm putting Columbia Harbor House on notice. I love it because of the atmosphere. It's got the best like seating. I love upstairs, all that stuff. But man, I'm telling you, and I posted this out when I was down there for the Cool Kid Summer thing a few weeks back. I got the trio platter, or that whatever it's called, where you get the it's called the trio platter, right? Where you get the chicken, the shrimp, and the fish.
Yeah,
And the hush puppy and the fries.
Yeah. That thing is like loaded. That's like that thing is just loaded with like fried. It's a basket of
It
fries.
is, but here's the thing. It was so small. Like there was hardly any, like the little piece of chicken was so small. It was one piece of chicken and it was teeny tiny and like two little shrimps. And it was just, I mean, I literally thought I got a kid's meal. It was that small. And then I took a picture of it and like people were like, no, this is exactly what I got, the adult one. Like I know that, remember like a few years ago when everybody was talking about how Disney like made that announcement, they're trying to make everybody healthy by making the meals smaller. And I was like, yeah, whatever. They're not, dude. I mean, it was like when we went to Disneyland and they made that one place, that Pim's Kitchen or whatever, where they made the fork like so small. It was like a toothpick. I was like, dude, they're punking me. Like I am hungry. Like I would need 3 of these baskets to be full. Like there were like a decent amount of fries, but there was no meat. Like there was no meat in this thing. So I am mad at Columbia Harbor House at this point. They need to bring
that
back.
was an easy one for you to rank.
Yes. So yeah, that's where I would go. So what would you do if you had to pick?
I mean, I would have that one as 2. That would be my middle one. Yorkshire Fish, number 1 for me. I just love that spot.
do too.
Like
I wish it
I
had
just
more
love it.
seating though. I'm always fighting for seats, and if it's really hot, you're sitting outside.
It's hot,
And
and then
those
sometimes
birds.
the birds too. You know?
Exactly.
But like at night, on a cool night, man, like you can't beat that
That
spot.
is true. That is
No doubt.
that's true.
Columbia Harbor House 2 for me. ABC Commissary 3 for me because like the sandwich has kind of like disappointed me the last couple times, So I don't know what it is, and they've kind of like changed some of their menu items around too. So that's going to be number 3 for me.
Connolly over in South Carolina on Instagram says the Trua platter is so overrated, which it is getting that point with me too. I might have to switch back to the lobster roll. I was getting that for a while. I do like the lobster roll, but it's expensive too. I mean, everything is. And Jason saying smaller meals with price increases. I know, like the price went up, and I mean that meal went really small. I think fish and chips though is a good value. Like those are big pieces of fish.
I mean, because what we'll do, like the 3 of us, we'll just go get 2 of them and just share them. We've been doing that a lot lately, actually. Like because it's 3 of us, we'll just get 2 of something and just share it because it's plenty, really.
Well, I think that's a good point too. Like you could look about this like 2 ways, and I think it's why it's smart to be wise when you're going around Walt Disney World. There's places where you can get really good deals on food and snacks, and there's places where you can get fleeced. I mean, like they just give you nothing for like a lot of money. But I think there are places like Yorkshire. I think you get those 2 big planks of fish and a lot of fries. And I would say it's a super reasonable price there. I mean, it's really odd.
You can mobile order that one too, which is crazy. Like, I love that you can mobile order that one.
That is true. Yeah, just walk up and boom. And I always get all.
Some people like are way back in line.
Yes.
Like
I know. I know. Like,
I mean, the thing is too, like, I mean, that's like all they make there either too. So like the mobile order is like, bam, you're like right in there.
Oh my gosh. And they catch them right out of the World Showcase looking.
They do. They do. Like you showed a photo in the Discord the other day.
Yeah, Paige caught that one. Exactly. Paige is like, gotta take that over to England. I've got to fry that baby up. Okay, last call for calls. 407-584-7173. 407-584.
What time is your flight going down tomorrow?
My flight tomorrow is at 7:00 a.m. Landing at, trying to think. So it's about, we land probably with the time change. I can't remember, 10-ish, 10:30.
Okay. Early flight.
Yep. So we'll be over to the boardwalk by like 11:30-ish. Be checking in, seeing you. Can't wait to see you.
I think I'm going to be I think I'm going to go to Animal Kingdom that morning. So this is kind of weird. Like annual pass holders still got to make park reservations. Isn't this still like so weird?
I know. Can we not do this anymore? Like they're punishing the AP holders. I know.
I know. Especially our last trip, we were not annual pass holders because we were over Thanksgiving break. So we were like blocked out like with our like the DVC pass. So we didn't have. So we had to buy regular tickets. So we weren't pass holders.
It's nice.
So the other day, like, so I had to renew, so I had to get passes for this trip. Like I did that a little while ago. So the other day I was making like park reservations. I was telling Elizabeth about it. She was like, what? Like we need pass. I was like, yeah, actually we do. We still need to make park reservations, believe it or not. Isn't that insane?
It is. And then you got that whole confusion that's going to start happening with park hopping to the Magic Kingdom once the parade starts. That's going to be super confusing for people.
Oh, yeah.
Once the parade starts, you want to hop in after 2.
Yeah.
Once the parade starts, there's gonna be like a new rule change.
Yeah.
That's gonna really confuse people.
And then there's hopes, crossing my fingers. So another reason. So I went Epcot for after the cruise I don't necessarily want to go to Epcot both days after the cruise, but in case if they're going to do like AP previews for Test Track, I want to make sure I had a park reservation for those. So hoping.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's super smart. I like that idea because I think so does DVC usually go first or AP? I think DVC goes first.
I think DVC, usually. But either way, I'm DVC
that's what I'm
too.
saying.
So we'll see.
That's a good idea. Okay, real quick.
The thing is, like, when will they do I hope it's like while I'm not on the cruise.
Yeah, that is true because cast members are starting probably before this airs.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 2 questions. We'll try to get these and we'll wrap this show for you here on the 4th of July. Let you get out there and celebrate. But Rob's asking, so he's going on his first Disney cruise here shortly. What are the advantages of getting a concierge room on DCL? First of all, the rooms are amazing. They're all kind of up in their own section that are only accessible by concierge level guests. They're kind of gated off. You got to have your own key to the world to get in there. It's really sweet. I've got to tour those a couple times and was like, wow, these are amazing.
Yeah, I went in one. Joanne and Jerry had one once,
They're
and we
unreal.
invited us up there once. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
this is-
exactly. Problem is, like, if I had one, I would never want to leave it. And then, like, with
Yes.
cruises, there's so much to do. Like that, it's like a catch-22, right? Cruises are like for me, they're super active. I want to get out and do stuff on the ship, and like I wouldn't want to leave those rooms. They're so amazing. So I would kind of have this like, problem like internally, like what should I be doing? But they're awesome. The biggest advantage too, besides that, you automatically get bumped up to like first in line, even as a first time cruiser, to make your port adventures, to make your adult dining reservations, to make all those things for online check-in. So if you want to do like Palo brunch and you're a first time cruiser, you're going to get that. You want a shot at a cabana on Castaway Key, you're going to get a shot at that. So it's like being a Pearl Castaway Club member. Boom. You're like top of the line, first time cruiser, even like that. It's, if you want to skip the line, book concierge, and you're going to have plush amenities and all that kind of stuff. So you basically get what you want on the cruise. So that's that. It's awesome. And Jason, who was worried about Scotty's hair situation, but it's all squared away. He's good to sail.
Unfortunately, it was still a few days early, but
it is. Yeah,
what
but
you
you'll
gotta
be
do,
good. You'll be good. I'm waiting until, by probably the day before this comes out, I'll get mine. It's optimal, but we'll see. What do you have in your carry-on cruise bag backpack? If you have one, I always have a carry-on just because. So Scott, what do you go to for your carry-on?
I mean, that's why in the logo you're carrying a bag, right?
Well, yeah,
in the-
apparently,
in the
yeah.
cruise logo.
Yeah, my lanyard. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's rocks.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have one. I mean, I think it's essential to have like your swimsuit, right?
Yes.
That's a big thing for me. Sometimes I'll actually board the ship in my swimsuit, which I might even do a couple of days from now when we board the ship. But I mean, you gotta definitely have some carry-on stuff for like medicine, just there could be like some delays potentially with your luggage. So you got to have those essential things that you need, no doubt. So we'll just take one bag for like all three of our things that we might, some essential things that we might need. We don't take a whole lot of stuff, like some portable chargers, some medicine, some swimsuits, things like that is what we'll take on.
That's exactly what I bring. I just also, just make sure I have like because I obviously wear my regular glasses. I have my prescription sunglasses. I always make sure, well, basically I also really carry on is my computer bag, because it's got, and I just throw in there, I throw in my swim trunks, and just anything I need before. And I got to think not just 1:30, because that's when the staterooms become available, but I make sure I need anything that I need before, say, like 5 o'clock before dinner. And also you got to be careful, because you might be wearing what you have on when you board the ship to dinner. There's chances that could happen. So
especially if you have
if you have early dinner. Yes. If you have early dinner, you might be wearing what you get on the ship to dinner, because sometimes it doesn't always happen. It actually very rarely happens. But one cruise I did have where our luggage didn't show up in time to go to dinner. So we had to and it was fine. Like we had on, nice, decent clothes to go to dinner, but so just know that, but typically you'll have your stuff. But yeah, I just throw stuff in my computer bag, because that's what I carry on is my laptop, and because it has all my external batteries, my cables and stuff like that. So most importantly, it has like my migraine medicine and all those things I would need. And so, yeah, that's it. So, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. The problem is once you get on the ship, man, time goes so fast. It just, it rips through, but we'll have a good time. And also, just so you know, one other, this kind of general note, like I go to a lot of trivias. So if you see trivias on the schedule, and Scott, I think is the same way, we'll be at a lot of trivias. We tend to do those. We enjoy those. Trying to think what else kind of things on the schedules we like to do typically on the path. Like we like to do a lot of the things in D Lounge. Those are kind of fun activities a lot of the time.
So this is something Emily's been talking about is she's been practicing. Well, she says she's been practicing her karaoke. So, and she says, I got to go out there and sing a couple songs. So like, I gotta get ready for some karaoke, but karaoke in the D Lounge will definitely be happening. And then, I just love looking at the navigator and just like smiling and checking off things,
same.
Man. It's just so much fun.
I mean, I could definitely sing a song, especially if it's after like a 2 o'clock in the afternoon tasting seminar or something.
You always love to tell that story of Stuart Scott out there doing some karaoke.
Now,
was that on the Magic?
That was on the Magic, and that was in '98. That was a long time ago. Yeah, and that was But see, that was such a different time. Dude, I'm telling you one more time. That was in the adult area, but it wasn't called After Hours back then. It was called, I forget what it was. It was called Beat Street back then. So just real quick, little trivia on the Magic. Rapunzel's Royal Table, that's the third iteration of that restaurant. It's been Carioca's and it's been Parrot Key, two other restaurants. Now it's the third one. But that adult area used to be called Beat Street. And it used to have like, I think it was the Wonder. It was the Wonder, but the Wonder used to have carpet that said Florissant, Missouri on it because it was Route 66 themed. But anyway, the Magic was called Beat Street. It doesn't matter. But in that bar, like the main, it's called Fathoms. That's the third place I was thinking of is Fathoms. That's like the nightclub where all the like Match Your Mate and stuff happens. I'm glad I remembered that. That bugged me. But we're in there and we're doing karaoke the night in the big, venue, right? But it was adult karaoke. And it was, you had to do a shot before you sang your song. Like, and they were giving away, like, if you got up and sang, you got a free shot. And so he just kept singing Sister Hazel. And it's the only song he would sing, that All For You song.
All For You, yes.
Yeah, okay. And so he just kept singing that, and he sang it like 3 different times. I mean, not in a row. Like somebody, he would sing it, and then a couple of other people would sing, and then he got up, because they'd keep calling on him, right, because he was a celebrity. But the third time, I mean, he was feeling it, right? And his wife finally like dragged him out of there because she's like, Stu, like, we got to go. But it was the funniest thing ever because he was having a good old time. He was the nicest guy. Like he signed an autograph for my class. I hung it on the wall. I saw it just the other day. I'll have to take a picture of it. But yeah, it was just cool to see him having a good time. God bless him. He was a good man. I miss him. Yeah. And you never know, like one of our podcast cruises, we had somebody from Grey's Anatomy on the ship.
Yeah,
with us.
Yeah, we did. And the guy from REO Speedwagon was on the same ship. We got a picture of him inside the margarita pool, I think.
Exactly. Keep your head on a swivel. You never know who you'll run into.
You
on a
never
Disney
know.
cruise.
You might run
Exactly.
into.
All right.
Disney's a big company. They got
is.
a lot of people under their umbrella. So
exactly. All right. So we're going to jump out of here. Wish you a happy 4th of July. And we'll be back again with another show on Monday. Of course, no live call-in show Sunday night. Dude, you're killing me, Tony Kornheiser. But we are going to have a show a week from Sunday night, and we'll be taking your calls. So we'll take this Sunday night off as we are headed out to sea on the Disney Magic. But we are going to try to go live from the ship on all these locations, minus Instagram, because Instagram has a different way to get out there, but it would be Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and x.com. Oh, yeah. So check all those other 4 locations. We'll try to go live from there a couple times from the cruise. So check there. So make sure you're following us on one of those locations so you get a notification for all the fun from the ship. All right. Don't forget, the show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. Prime Days are coming July 8th through 11th. When you're shopping during Prime Days, we'd really appreciate if you click through our link, double the savings and helping out the show. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you very much for your support over on Patreon. It's just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give us a follow to catch up with everything happening during the podcast cruise. I'm at beourguestmike on Instagram, x.com, and Threads. Same for Scotty. He's over at Epscot, EPSCOT in the same locations. And he'll be getting lots of video footage, I'm sure, for must-see adventures. Scott, what's happening on the channel here in the beginning of July?
Yeah, so hopefully I'll be posting something while we're on the ship. There's some where I'm on the Magic, so hope there's some magic that will
Nice.
show up on YouTube. I'm so excited I can't even speak. We're having so much fun right now. But yeah, so we're still continuing our Hawaii series. Lots of fun, so make sure you tune in and check out. We're at Alani now, so if you ever want to see like what Alani looks like or stuff on the North Shore in Oahu, come check us out. We're having a lot of fun there. But yeah, we'll be recording more footage here. Mike, you talked about all these magic vlogs. You'll have to check out ours, right?
Yes.
Hopefully you'll be featured in it. I hope you want to be part of that, right?
Oh, dude, I want to be all about this, like the Scotty G. Yeah, I want to be like partners in this vlog series.
Heck yeah, it's gonna be a lot
I'm not
of
a
fun.
vlogger, but I want to be like a co-vlogger for like I'll be like a guest
You'll
vlogger.
be all in it.
I want to
Yes.
try. I want to give a shot, not permanently, just like a guest, just jumping
Dude,
in, being a fool.
we're gonna have to have you like lead one of the episodes, like because you got the pipes, man. You start every Be Our Guest podcast and it's so smooth. Like
Let's go.
We're gonna have to give you the lead on one of these episodes where you do the intro. I'm just saying.
I can't live up to Elizabeth, but I will give it a shot. I will try.
Yeah, but thanks for liking, subscribing, all that stuff. And yeah, we're gonna see you at sea. It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be a fun time. So like and follow and subscribe over at Must See Adventures on YouTube. All right. We are going to jump out of here. Join us on the Clubhouse, though, because we are going to be posting everything to the Clubhouse. That's going to be kind of a live interactive hub for the podcast cruise over the next week. So come on over. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. We'll move that thread up to the top so you can stay in tune with that while we're out at sea. We'll temporarily move that up to the top so everybody can just more easily find that channel while we're out at sea. All right, so we're going to jump out here. Wish you a happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. Stay safe. Stay healthy. For Scotty G and Mike, we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.